My sweet summer child. You ever have a bad hair day? You know, those calendrical periods where your hairdo wake up on the wrong side of the head? And I don't mean to exclude our bald audience. I'm talking deeper than hair. Your spiritual follicles. Something messy in your soul. Your brain begging you to get bangs. I see you, Henny. I was there too. I recently had a week of Mondays. One of those weeks where every day is a harumph day. Where everything around me was a chump-dusting clusterfuck. Oh, where to begin? On the actual hair jib, ish was haywire. I was all frizz with my straightener on the fritz, my dry shampoo on the carcinogen list, my Dyson Kawanda still on back order, and my head was begging for a blowout. No pun. Unless... Hubby's CPAP crapped out, so I was up all night while he sawed his log. Sometimes I think we'd both be a little comfier with one more pillow firmly placed right over his mouth. Morning arrived not with a rooster, but with a cacophony of horrid noises. The kiddos crunching their bradios, mouths agape, watching lordy knows what on the iPads. Oh, and the TV's on too. Ever heard of headphones? Then there was my to-do list. A list of chores that practically mocked my very existence. Scrub the toilet, toil in the sublet. Side note, my tenants rock ass. And, you know, tax season for realsies. My ADHD, assuming my self-diagnosis accurate, was flaring something fierce. I was feeling particularly stabby with my messy hair, they don't care, bad noises, dark voices, total darkness, darkness, fear, darkness. But then I remembered a post. Or was it a mug? A shirt from the mall? No, it was a post. Maybe it was both. But it spoke to me, deep in my regions, all of the feels, and it went a little something like this. Toss your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, put on some Gangsta rap, and handle it. Welcome to Millennial Excellence. My name is Josiah Hughes.
And thank you, Josiah Hughes. My name is Miles Grimmer. Miles Grimmer, everybody. Introducing myself. Thank you for that. I think a hubba with a CPAP is a very evocative image. Plenty of people have CPAPs, but a hubba with
a CPAP. It's just, I don't think we've all been there. I certainly haven't, but I feel sometimes it feels like it, you know?
There's plenty of husbands, there's plenty of CPAPs, but a hubba with a CPAP is really something else. You know, before we get into some of our trademark segments, I do
like the bit that we usually do off the top of the show.
Yeah, whether it's a bit or not is debatable, but I do want to say, you know, I haven't been on Twitter much, and lately, when I log on, I have to piece everything together backwards because of the algorithms all messed up. Mm-hmm. And it's also interesting because when you're not on it, you realize... Excuse me.
Getting emotional.
I am. I'm choked up. You realize how much music, arts, and culture discourse happens on Twitter that you would just never encounter in real life, even if you have conversations around those things. Yeah. One of those such things was about the band Cheekface. Mm-hmm. And, I don't have strong feelings about this band because they are not real to me. They're a figment of Twitter. But they
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? You mean that they don't exist outside of Twitter because only people who are on Twitter would ever click that and listen to it?
Precisely. That's exactly what I mean.
Okay.
Do you have a rebuttal?
No, I do feel like you're maybe trying to take an out about having an opinion of it. Or, well, I mean, it could go either way. It's like you're either taking an out or you're just admitting that it's obviously so shitty that it's like a frequency that you can't even hear, which is kind of how I feel.
Exactly. Okay. I feel like I've curated my life in such a way that I don't have to be confronted with cheek-face discourse IRL. However, somebody did say that their song sounds like a Millennial Excellence intro.
There was actually two separate people said that. Friend of the show, Sigs, said it in the replies. And then, oh, fuck, I got to look it up. You're putting me on the spot here. Do you have this problem as someone who's like friends with punkers that you can't remember what their real name is? You just know them as like grocery bag Dilf or whatever someone's screen name is. You're like,
I think that's true across subcultures. But yeah, I saw the guy who's like, his like Twitter avatar is like a guy who looks like he's getting sucked off or something. He's like a mod guy.
I think he looks like he's getting sucked off to you. I think his avatar is the guy from The Verve. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think his like pinned tweet is something about like, this is what you see when you're sucking off the guy from The Verve.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. The Verve is pretty good, hey? Do you like them? I think he's a little bit underrated.
Yeah, I think their big hit cast a shadow.
Well, I do think I appreciate that you're bringing this up, and I want to name names for who called it out. So Sigs did it for sure, and then it was that's someone defending them in my mentions. Irish Lubega. Thank you, Irish Lubega, for saying, I heard the clip the other day before seeing the video and genuinely thought it was a Millennial Excellence intro. I think they might have deleted the clip that was causing so much discourse. I think my thought about the cheek face discourse is that it's like watching children argue about the financial market or something. It's like, you guys all have takes, but none of you have the language yet to understand why things are good or bad, or even what is. I mean, if you are writing I am going to say it. I already started it. If you're writing a book about the hold steady, I don't think you should be talking about cheek face in a negative way. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of like, you're in too deep. Okay, I found the clip. So let's listen to it and see if this sounds like a Millennial Excellence intro. I mean, hopefully it'll play in here. Can you hear this?
I'm at Jamba Juice. I'm at the therapist. I'm at the combination Jamba Juice and therapist. Don't shoot your shot. Hey, are you goth?
Yeah, Pod.
Something familiar from every day starts to seem alien when you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. The difference between me and a dog is I'm taller. Think about it. Just think about it. Look, Mom, I'm trying! I fixed all my problems! Why do I feel so weird? It's right under my...
I think that's what we need to do in one of our intros, is switch into a, look, Mom! I could hear it being a Millennial Excellence intro.
I think the first couple lines for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm flattered by the comparison. That
Me too.
is the energy that we're trying to channel.
I do appreciate that for the last maybe 10 or 15 years of my life, if something is annoying in some way to someone, they say, oh, this reminded me of you. That's an interesting place to be in your hearts and minds, so thank you. But yeah, we clearly have established the tone and vibe of our introductory monologues.
Yeah.
But look, we've done some flavor lines too, you know? Not to call back to a Patreon episode that most of you haven't heard, but maybe sign up on patreon.com/Millennial Excellence.
Well, speaking of these CTAs, we need to circle back to our conversation about our brand identity.
Yeah.
Because we're both seething about this. We're like 6 or 8 months in and we still don't have a tagline for the podcast. And so I'd like to present my pitch to you today.
Okay, is there a deck, or are you going to share your screen, or just...
I'm just going to go ahead and do it live on the call.
Okay.
All right. Millennial Excellence.
Wait, should we record?
Yeah, record this.
You are recording.
And my AI agent is taking notes, if that's okay. Do you consent to that?
Yeah, I do. As long as it's granola.
It's otter.ai. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Millennial excellence. Shh, it's starting.
That's really good. I really like that. I like that.
I got chills when I thought of it.
I got chills when you said it, but more in a kind of ASMR way.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it because and this might also instantly date it and make it unusable. Just going to caveat that. But there is recent discourse about how Gen Z people often misbehave at movie theaters versus millennials who are more respectful. So I think as the theater going experience kind of diminishes into a freaking hellscape of Gen Zers on their devices, it might be an issue. But I don't know. Well, maybe it's fine.
I was just imagining people, gathered around their iPod which is freshly downloaded with the latest Millennial Excellence episode. Yeah. They put it on the Bluetooth speaker, and they need the room to simmer down. So,
can I get a fresh read of it?
Yeah, Millennial Excellence. Shh, it's starting.
I guess one more question is, how did you picture this showing up in other brand assets like Twitter bios, ads, whatnot?
Maybe there's like is there like kind of one of those like Reddit tags where like, how like you have to put like /sirs when you're being serious or sincere, or like / joking or whatever. I think maybe there's like a /w for whisper.
Okay.
Or maybe just some kind of font styling that can...
I feel like if we do the / commands, we're going to start inviting the RP furry community, who are invited, but it's not just for them.
That's
so if
true.
you do naughty roleplay as a furry, you are more than welcome here, but also we're leaving the door open for others as well.
Yes, and do your naughtiness behind closed doors. But those people are fans. Like, those are some of the biggest shooters you can have as a creator.
Like
is to have the furries,
a freaky
on your team.
Sex furry. Yeah, that's true.
Well, the asexual ones too.
Yeah. Also, should we say this is
more sexual?
This is but this is a side note. This is not a tag? Well, it could be a tagline. I love yours. We're gonna keep that. That's locked in for this week's official tagline bit / joke. But what if our tagline was minors DNI?
That's a good idea. You should save that for next week.
Okay, next week that's going to be my one, just so everyone keeps score. Now, Miles, are you ready to talk about the topic du jour, Millennial Excellence of the week? The topic this week is very important to me. It is the phrase that I said earlier: throw your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. What does that make you feel when you hear it?
It makes me feel... Well, there's a caveat. I do think does it have to be a messy bun?
I've actually been... So what happened was I kind of had a pretty stressful day yesterday, and I bumped the episode by a day because I had to catch up on something that I fucked up at work. And as a result of bumping the episode, I did find myself with a little bit more free time than usual, and I have done way too much research on this topic for some reason. So I will say the messy bun is implied, but it is not a messy bun to begin with. In the original, it's not a messy bun.
That's so interesting. That is like a very Mandela effect thing.
It is. It's true. And I honestly, I'm just going to be honest with everyone listening. There's no guest, but I do have a big reveal for the end of this episode. So just bear with us. We're going to riff. We're going to probably have a little bit of fun along the way, but I'm going to share the etymology of the phrase at the end of the episode because I have discovered it in my journey. But yeah, I think throw your hair in a bun. Let's talk about it line by line. Throw your hair in a bun. Absolutely, the messy bun is implied. And I do think there's something interesting about the genderedness of a bun because I think it's implied that the feminine take of this is throwing your hair in a bun as a way of being low maintenance, right? It's a way of kind of being relaxed, not bothering with the straightener or the curler or the other apparatus, I guess.
But if a man threw his hair in a bun, it would
suddenly he's annoying.
He's manicured. Yeah, he's over manicured, and that really says a lot about gendered expectations.
It's true.
How much pressure we put on women
and men. In this case, more pressure on
different
men.
ways.
Honestly, in this case, the men are actually the minority. We need more rights, I think.
About throwing our hair in a bun and what that signals
exactly.
as a cultural signifier.
Throw your hair in a bun. Next. So this is also, I think, it's in a nice instructional order where it feels like a full day is kicking off here. You throw your hair in a bun. You might still be in the bedroom or the bathroom. Drink some coffee. Now, is hubby making coffee?
Now you're in the kitchen.
Who's making? Where's the coffee come from?
It could be from Starbucks.
Maybe you've ordered Starbucks.
You've already assumed the marital status of the
That's true.
target audience, which is interesting.
Well, it's because it is literally a target audience. This phrase I've seen so much across Facebook, across over a decade of being in mommy groups on Facebook and scrolling the depths of Etsy to find annoying things to post on my Twitter. I know that this woman, and this woman loves Target and loves to talk about also how you pop into Target for just one thing and end up spending $100 and get planters you didn't need or something. So to me, maybe not marital status, maybe I'm wrong, but I do think she's probably a mom.
Yes, I think she's probably a mom. That's but we should get there later. I don't know that yet.
Okay, so throw your hair in a bun. Drink some coffee. Yeah, I think also, not to be gendered, but do we think that it's black coffee or do we think that it's maybe the millennial excellence from Starbucks?
I have always pictured it as just a mug of black coffee at home. I will say that is in a big mug, one of those big old ceramic mugs from Target. I think maybe, yes, it could. I'm thinking a Keurig situation or just some something from the pot of coffee, just something low maintenance.
The whole point is you're right. Yeah. I think that those two things, throw your hair in a bun and drink some coffee, they work hand in hand. Those are just two things that everyone does every day. And I think that's why this phrase resonated with so many people, is this kind of left turn. And I should actually share with you the image that I've been looking at this whole time, because I think it does evoke something. This is from the Haute. How do you say Haute? The Haute Mess. Haute Couture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know how to say that.
The hautemess.com. I don't know if that still exists, but this is one of the many images that carried this saying or parable. No, it's gone. The domain is gone. But, I think there's this beautiful Tiffany blue image. The messy bun is on full display. It's kind of it's almost like a beautiful ballerina drawing. Throw your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, handwritten chalk font. This is the divine feminine in its most suburban form, which is why I think the third piece of the mantra, put on some gangsta rap, hits like a ton of bricks as you're reading this. Throw your hair in a bun, drink some coffee. Okay, I'm fine with this. Put on some gangsta rap? Huh? My preconceived notions of this are shattered, I think.
Yeah, no, that is the pivot point of the sentence. But then also handle it. That is, well, there's so much to say about the concept of gangsta rap, but then handling it, it's like the thing. What are the things that can be handled with gangsta rap in the background? Well, probably wrangling children.
Yeah, getting them ready.
I think Yeah, just like cleaning, driving to school. Yeah,
I think
doing
like
your Saturday
cleaning with putting some elbow grease into your cleaning. I think.
Yeah, maybe doing your taxes or something like that. But I'm not imagining that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a little hard.
It feels more physical. The handling feels physical.
That's true. I think it's physical, or no, I guess all of the things I'm imagining are physical, because I think if you're trying to handle something emotionally, gangster rap, I think, suggests a sort of hardness to you. So if you're trying to handle some complex emotions, like dealing with a divorce or infidelity or, the death of a loved one, the death of a dear family pet, doggo and pupper, who, of course, we now realize, thanks to the feedback to last week's episode, are a legitimate part of your family and should never be mocked in any way whatsoever.
Or even suggested that they're an object.
Right, exactly.
Or even a percentage of such.
Just 45, 55 is a bridge too far. So I don't think you would be putting on gangster rap to handle, although maybe you would. Maybe gangster rap would help after the initial grieving, in one of the other phases of grief. The gangster rap could come into play. Now, I hate to do this, but I do think this is one of the times that we will need to talk about the racial element of this slightly. And I do think that there is a micro genre. I haven't shared any videos of this, but there is a genre of just how funny it is that a seemingly normal mom, maybe after dropping off her kids, will put on gangster rap. And usually in these videos, it's just Biggie.
That's what I was going to say. Papa. That's what I wanted to bring up is the selection of what qualifies as gangsta rap, as I guess permitted by this meme, is probably at once wider and narrower than we could imagine. Like it's probably a lot of Biggie. It's probably a little bit of Tupac. It might just be any kind of rap music that, depending on the person,
Yeah.
They might just think all rap music is gangsta rap.
It's true. That is true.
I doubt it's very specifically like the kind of like G-Funk, LA, West Coast shit. I doubt it's like DJ Quick.
Well,
they might be throwing on some Kanye, some 50 Cent, some Eminem.
I certainly think that the journey of a meme, it is at that point now where throwing on some gangster rap means listening to They Not Like Us.
Yeah, this is a lot of this list you sent. Yeah.
But I think this list is important to recognize. So I'm going to tell you one thing, a spoiler for later. This phrase originated in 2015, in mid-2015. And it was immediately just like, it was like the Beatles. Although I guess the Beatles.
Yeah, you seem to have the, what's it called when like where the art was created, the provenance?
Yeah.
You seem to have that on deck, so I'm excited to see what your grand reveal will be.
Exactly, but I think at this point in time, certainly throw on some gangster rap, they might even mean like Doechii anxiety or something.
Yeah.
It's lost the plot, as with all mimetic communication. But this playlist that I shared with you by Brianna, I guess we don't need to dox her, or we could. It's a generic enough name, Brianna Collins. No one's going to find you from this, I don't think. She has a public playlist called Messy Bun, Coffee, Rap, Handle It, which makes me wonder if there is a limit to how many characters you can use in your name. But also she has added the word messy here, which I think is important.
Well, it's like how many words can you take out of this and it still retains its meaning?
Right. Bun,
I think bun, coffee, rap, handle it.
Yeah. I would almost say gangsta is more important than rap, because I think you're feeling like a gangsta while you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was curious because you've revealed that you're something of a ball knower with rap, and I didn't know, you've kind of set this up. I think this is a pretty decent playlist. Messy Bun, Coffee, Rap, Handle It. We've got Too Short. We've got E40. Big Sean E40, I Don't Fuck With You. That is that kind of crosses. That's at the center of the Venn diagram of normie mom gangster rap and handle it, and like ball knowers. I think
Yeah.
the inclusion of Big Sean is something special. NWA, West Side Connection, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Eminem, including break stuff. I think is not. That's a bit of a tell. Maybe Tupac though is on here. I'd love.
There's DJ Quick. Yeah, I mean, I think this is curated better than most. I think a lot of the Eminem songs have Nate Dogg, which this person seems like they're from the West Coast with Too Short and E40. So yeah, I think there's some legitimacy to this playlist.
Pretty serious playlister. They've got a playlist called Work Bitch with Britney on it, of course. What Makes You Country, Disney for the kiddos, probably one called Punk Rock Princess, which is full of Bad Religion songs, and my favorite is the one called That New New, and That New New has 4 country songs on it, 25. But anyways, yeah, so I think the gangster rap thing is interesting. I don't know if it's my place to necessarily be offended by it, but I do think it's kind of played. I think the suburban mom who likes gangster rap is kind of the new rapping granny in a movie.
Yes.
Which makes me wonder if they'll just keep getting younger as time goes on, and it will be like a newborn singing along to rap music, perhaps.
That would be pretty funny, yeah.
I think so. So the meme did well, I haven't told you how it started yet, but this is how it's known, right? Throw your hair in a bun, put on some gangster rap, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. But at some point, it evolved to be, I just shared an image with you, messy bun, coffee run, gangster rap, I need a nap, #momlife. And this is a male model modeling this shirt. But I think that's interesting that the evolution of the meme has the exact opposite meaning instantly. I guess just for the rhyme of gangster rap, I need a nap. But I think I need a nap is the complete opposite of handling it. This used to be an empowering meme, and now it's a self-effacing meme.
I know, but it's kind of nice. It's like the entire arc of the day.
That's true. So maybe the gangster rap implies that you're handling it, because if you're listening to gangster rap, I mean, I guess maybe that's the thing is, like, if you're listening to gangster rap, is it possible to listen to gangster rap and not feel like you're handling it? Sure.
Yeah. I think you could be listening to gangster rap while your life is spiraling out of control.
But maybe it's relative, but is there any kind of music that you could put on where you kind of feel like you're in a movie or that you're invincible?
I think there's plenty of music like that.
I'm trying to think what it would be for me. Like, it depends on the day too, but maybe
I'm going to pick one for you.
Okay.
I think it's that M83 song.
I think there's too much baggage for that one, for it to be not like self-awarely. But at one point in my life, it certainly was the M83 "City Is My Church" song. Maybe that's what all of our playlists are. And I think that the gangsta rap loving single mom, she puts on gangsta rap and she does feel like she can handle it. And let me just show you another variation that I found in my travels. I think this one, I haven't tracked sort of these evolutions, but this one was messy bun, coffee run, gangsta rap, get it done. And so that's, I guess messy bun, coffee run, gangsta rap, I need a nap is a AABB rhyme scheme, and this is AABA rhyme scheme, which is interesting. It's kind of more Seussian.
And it's also #handle it instead of #momlife to kind of, I guess, widen the net of who could wear the shirt.
Yeah. So are you saying that you don't think necessarily the meaning has changed with I need a nap? You think that it's kind of...
No, I think that is a different...
Basically, that's
a different vibe, but I think it's like...
The read of the message is just, I'm alive. I'm on this earth and I exist and I'm alive.
I do think that the I need a nap is different, but it's... But I think that is an arc of life. I think sometimes you you have a lot of energy and sometimes you don't.
That's so true.
And that's just the wave that you have to ride. And yeah, I feel like
I used to feel really invincible when I would listen to Waves by Kanye West. Driving around, running, like literally driving to run errands in Calgary, Alberta when The Life of Pablo came out, listening to That's Just a Wave. That I felt like a gangsta mama for sure.
So, okay, here's what I think. And I think I've said this, but like, throw your hair in a bun. I think the reason why throw your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it is so artful is that you can fill in the blanks. Like, it's the beginning, it's like a prompt, right? It's the beginning of the story, and it's up to you to kind of take it's the hero's journey. Like, you're taking the call to action, and along the way, you're going to meet your teacher and your first big obstacle and all of that. Messy bun, coffee run, gangster rap, I need a nap. That's like a complete that
includes the denouement.
Yes, exactly. And I need a nap is the following action. And so there's that. It's just more complete and it's easier to understand. I think this is more of the like Marvel movie
right.
Of narrative bun run, of narrative messy bun
of bun run.
Bun run coffee
bun run
rap
culture. I think you're right, because I think the previous one, the original, because it is all just set up and then meeting your obstacle essentially. Sure, handle it is telling us something, but it's ending on a climax. Really, you're about to handle it. I think that's far more exciting. Even though perhaps the normies like closure, they can't handle an open-ended ending like this.
And this is kind of like the first one is kind of like Gandalf speaking to us. Like, it's time for us to leave the Shire and handle it. And that's inspiring. Whereas like messy bun, coffee run, gangster rap, get it done. Hashtag handle it. I guess it's a more abstract thing, which is interesting, but it's missing some of the kind of like coaching that the first image provides.
Yeah, it's very true. I think I didn't actually... I've always known the phrase. I wonder if people are listening didn't know the phrase. Like, you've heard this before, right? Or like, is it a bumper sticker or something? Or
this?
In America. Like, you've obviously heard this before today.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I think just like on like, internet memes, and maybe you see it on like a sign or something, or a bumper sticker. Sure. Yeah, I've encountered it.
I just like, I knew that I was aware of it, but I didn't realize how much of an effect it had on me because of, I don't remember anything I ever tweet, but I found myself 2024, I tweeted, if you find yourself doom scrolling for too long, it's important to give yourself some breaks. Throw your hair in a messy bun, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. I said, I actually prefer putting my hair in a messy bun, putting on some conscious backer rap, and handling it. Toss your hair in a messy bun, drink some coffee, put on some Kendrick Lamar / Drake diss songs, and handle it. I just did one with like check marks for each step with my gangster rap playlist on Alexa, handling it. This one I thought I wanted to share because I don't know why I did this, but it's a crew neck with a fake cross stitch on it that says it's not a trap house, it's a trap home. And I tweeted, putting my hair up in a messy bun, rolling up the sleeves of this bad boy, and scrubbing away at my husband's poo flex on the side of the toilet bowl. Sorry, is that too gross for this show? It felt gross even as I said it.
I think if you said hubby,
yeah, it would be better.
A husband's poo flex is like, this is like, something's wrong with your dear husband, and you're like devoted. If it's your hubby, if it's just your lovable, slobby,
that felt like a hat
hubby.
On a hat, maybe at the time to add hubby to it. But I do want to point out, just as a side note, that I really think poo is way better to say than poop, and I don't like to say poop. It actually grosses me out.
I actually have the opposite thing for some reason. I think poo is kind of nasty. Like poo.
Yeah, it's grosser because it's open ended. You can almost smell it with
exactly. It's just there's kind of it's kind of feels more infantile to me, which makes it feel perverted.
I'm not showing you all of them because there are actually so many. But this one, an X for put your hair in a messy bun, put on some gangster rap and handle it, and a check mark for put on my microbrewery beanie, put on some punk rock, and let my Instacart guy handle it. And then finally, this one, I think I've perfected the form. I never had to do another one where I said, toss your hair in a samurai bun, drink some matcha, put on some conscious hip hop, and handle it. So that was kind of the completion of my journey with this meme until this episode. But the thing is, you say the word gangsta all the time sincerely, and that's all you've ever said. You've never played with this meme. So I'm worried that this might just be something that's important to me and not others.
Yeah, I think the importantness of it is interesting. I do think, I mean, it is a delightful... There is something about that is just delightful.
It's true. And like I said, it immediately blew up. Like, here's a Pinterest image that is just a whole bunch of different PNGs of it in different fonts that you can buy for $1.70. Which I don't really understand because you could just copy and paste this.
We should get into that. But yeah, I guess maybe you don't... The high quality PNG is the important part. So you can...
the bottom right is actually the messy bun get it done one, and it's kind of a really cool like deadhead design in a way.
Yeah. That is interesting. Messy, yeah, these are pared down so they're more iconic. Yeah, messy bun, coffee run, gangster rap, get it done.
And so like I said, this started in the mid 2015, in the mid 2015s. In the mid 2015 this started. I have an example. I kind of broke search while looking through it. Prior to this, it was a person saying I'm listening to gangster rap and eating a honey bun. Was what it showed. Before this, but mid 2015 is when it really started popping, and I was trying to find Ground Zero. I was also trying to find, where has this popped up in pop culture, because it is something important to people. And it hasn't really popped up in pop culture. There's a BBC article where they weirdly are talking about TV shows, the best TV episodes of the year or something like that. And I'm just hedging while I try to find the link. Here we go. So it was 10 songs supporting the world through lockdown. This was from BBC in 2020. And in the intro, it says... BBC Minutes team, which provide 24/7 news bulletins for radio stations around the world, believe any challenge can be faced with the right music. We even have a motivational poster that reads, make a coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. So they have that up in the BBC office, which is a bit concerning to me. It's also on this blog, Changes Coming and It Will Be Good. This is lifeinthegreeklane.wordpress.com. This is 2015. The last thing I saw was a Facebook post. It was of this little girl holding a coffee, and the caption read, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. That is some real truth. Sometimes you just got to put on your big girl panties and handle your shit. That's not a great mixed metaphor, is it? Life is tough, but life gets tougher and tougher. You either handle it or don't. I choose to handle my situation. I'm going to make it through hell or high water. I've been blessed to see another day, so I have to see it through. Let's go, Victoria. I hope you're doing great. You stopped blogging 2 years after this, so hopefully you're okay. But that's an important detail. This one on here from November 2015 says, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. Some other early ones, GK, Everyday. Oh no, sorry. This is the honey bun one. I'm just gonna share it in here for posterity. GK Everyday, October 17th, 2014. Listening to gangster rap and eating a honey bun. I think that's cute. Drink Tipsy. This is in 2015 in June. Drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. Random Instagram quote. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was looking around to see if I could find, maybe there is a song that's mentioned it. Maybe there's a sketch about it. Maybe there's something that we could watch from YouTube. And I found this video that I'm going to play for you now on YouTube from 10 years ago. I can't see the date, but this is a video on YouTube. Here we go. Oh, it's too quiet. I'll start it again.
Yes, I fall asleep like this, and I had a lot going on. Yes, my makeup looks haggard, and I don't give a fuck, because I fall asleep like this, and I had a lot going on last night, and I have a rough life. But it's not going to stop me from letting the world know that I created, in my own words,
oh wow,
my own fucking font, the term, drink some coffee, put on gangster rap, and handle it. Who even says shit like that besides me? So if you're going to sit there, take my shit, and then take my fucking tag off of it, maybe give somebody some credit. That's why nobody ever, gets any fucking cred for doing anything creative. And I just want the world to know. And I don't care if you know that I'm bothered by it, because I am. People are putting that shit on fucking cups on Etsy, putting it all over Instagram with tags and shit. But I made that shit 12 weeks ago. Find somebody that posted it before me. It's not possible, because I made it up, and I just want the world to know. I don't care who knows that I want you to know. I fucking made it up. So yeah, do that. But give me some fucking credit. My name is Carissa Foster, and it's spelled with a K. Karissa Foster. And my Instagram name is _Karissaf. So thanks Melt Cosmetics and everybody else and their mom that tried to make my shit famous. That's rad. Maybe you should, give the person that made it some credit.
Carissa Foster, we remember your name. We say your name, Carissa Foster. Now, I hear you typing. You might be wondering, where's ka.ri.ssa as she describes it in the comments on this video? Where's _Carissa F? Well, she's changed her username, but don't worry. I scrolled all the way back. Her name is now profane.angel, and I found the post, which has an edited caption doubling down, saying that she made it. She writes, "Happy Saturday." This is edited, so you know that this took off and she got pissed off. So she wrote, "Happy Saturday. If you need me, I'll be cleaning." So that is actually an important detail. If you need me, I'll be cleaning. That tells me something about what we already saw from the meme. That is about cleaning. She edited to say, "If you're going to steal the phrase, at least tag me. Thanks. Hashtag copyright. Hashtag Carissa F. Hashtag gangster rap." So needless to say, I've reached out to Carissa and she hasn't written back. But I think nonetheless, we've found the originator of this. I mean, I'm going to let you process this and we'll keep going when you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is stunning investigative journalism. It's awesome. Yeah, I was confused when she was like, I said it in my own font. I didn't know what she meant by font. I don't think, to me, this looks like Arial.
Yeah, I think it's either Arial or Helvetica. So that's true. But I guess also what I'm perplexed by is in 2015, putting this image on your Instagram of text, like this is proto-Premiles kind of as well.
Yeah, no, I think like a lot of people were posting shit like that to Instagram for sure. Yeah, it was definitely before I was.
There was something called like Whisper also that I was looking into, but I couldn't find it, but I don't really know what that was. But I think that, and then there was like something called Rebel. I can't.
Yeah, so I'm on her page right now, and it is interesting because it is the only post like this on her page. It's the only text post or meme or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she deleted a bunch of other ones.
I mean, I had scrolled back 10 years to that time, and it was the only one like this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
it's
what
like,
I'm seeing.
Is it like, did she just think of a fucking bar and then posted it? I don't know. I mean, first, I do have a little bit more to show you, but first of all, I want to say, like, at what point do you think, because I showed you the one from Drink Tipsy that said, "Drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it," credited to a random Instagram quote. I feel like that's a smoking gun right there.
Yeah.
But at what point did throw your hair in a bun get added in?
Throw your hair in the bun is is important. Okay, I wonder if we can do something even better. Can you look at let's look at the random Instagram quote. When did they post that?
That was
June 15.
Yeah.
2015. And
also in her video she says I posted that 12 weeks ago, and the timeline does line up with her video, which was in August of 2015, and this is May 9th, 2015.
Okay, and Drink Tipsy is located in Los Angeles, and I think Profane Angel is from Denver, right?
Actually, Profane Angel, at least now, the funny thing about her is she actually does seem to be really into gangster rap. Like, she seems to, I think she's from the West Coast, or at least she raps the West Coast really hard.
Yeah, she has some interesting photos with guns and stuff. I thought it might be interesting if Drink Tipsy was a active follower of Profane.Angel.
Oh, I see. When did we say Drink Tipsy was June? Is that right? Because I have a couple other early ones. I have, Creative Neos, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap and handle it, quote, Monday, design, type, motivation. So they did some sort of shitty type post that is just bad handwriting, but it's still drink some coffee. But then Buff Bunny, Heidi Summers could be the one, August 10th, except she added toss your hair, not into a bun.
Yeah, that's confusing. Toss, that sounds like you're missing something. Just toss your hair. Well, Profane Angel talked about Milk Cosmetics. Were you able to?
Yeah, I actually missed that context I was so enthralled. Where would they have posted that? Milk Cosmetics, messy bun. Apologies to the listener, but hopefully you're as riveted by this as we are. Well, they didn't. So we want drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap.
The problem is it's probably like they just posted it on Instagram 10 years ago, and I'm sure their Instagram page has been like scrubbed or is just completely.
Yeah, because like, is she talking about like Milk Cosmetics, like the large?
Yeah, I think so.
Which actually Caleb, I believe, used to work for at one point. So it's all coming together. This moment was something else that I'm very interested in. Is that the original Profane Angel post and Tipsy said gangster rap, and this text post, and Buff Bunny, when she changed it to toss your hair, drink some coffee, it became gangsta rap. But initially it was gangster, which I think is an interesting detail as well.
Yeah. And with the hyphen.
Yeah. It's funny because she like thought she cooked and she was right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's what's crazy about it. And I guess like I'm really hoping that we're gonna find the Milk Cosmetics one, but if not, it's okay. You know, I think we've learned a lot about ourselves and this meme.
Yeah, there's so much. I mean, now I'm just.
It really activates something, right?
Yeah, it does.
I think part of the problem is, it's a big Pinterest thing, which is really hard to search. It's a big Instagram and Facebook thing, which are both hard to search. But I'm just going to scroll back. I have a bun gangsta rap coffee search for the latter half of 2015.
Yeah.
Of course, it's freaking borked. Thanks to... Okay, well, actually, we do have... When's Tipsy again? Tipsy is...
May 2015.
Or that's... No, June 15th is Tipsy doing it. So I have July 15th. So I don't think Buff Bunny really originated anything, because in July 19th, 2015, Promise Jensen said, toss your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it. And that's, thanks to freaking Nikita, search is broken. So I don't know if there's more than that, but I think that's one of the first tweets, at least. which is really sad that that's one of the only ways we can find things now, you know?
I know.
However, having said that, so in the comments of Carissa's post, someone did say you should sign up for Twitter, and she said, I just did. And I think because she like cooked so hard, she thought that she was going to make it happen on Twitter. And honestly, low-key, she kind of did. So I wanted to share some other vibey tweets that she's done that are not as good, but I think suggest that she did have something, and I wish she would have stuck to the pen. But yeah, her @ is Carissa X7. Just loading these up here. So she tweeted, here's a really good one. This is September 12th, 2016. Music doesn't just feed my soul. It enhances and creates spiritual connection. It's me, it's God, it's us, and it's damn good.
I love that. Me, God, and us.
Yeah, and I think she was playing damn and God off each other, maybe? Could be.
I see.
Maybe not. Here's another really good one. This is September 3rd, 2016. Melted peanut butter is fan-fucking-tastic. I do like seeing it spelled out like that. I think that's kind of cute. This one, I think, by the way, I was clicking around like her business Instagram and stuff, and she definitely is a Starbucks drink ideas type girl. So she was not drinking the black coffee. She was probably drinking something crazy. However, back in 2016, she did say, fuck slaying while drinking PSL. I'd rather slaughter while drinking cold brew. Smiley devil. So maybe she was more of a black coffee gal back then. But then it hit with when you come to the sad, stark realization that you need to cut back on caffeine. Sad face.
That is stark. That is a stark realization.
Yeah. This one I thought was just a kind of cool, like, small town type of thought. When people pretend to know about politics but end up sounding dumb because all the info they have to go off are skewed media posts.
Yes, you know that was... Oh, it was posted at 2 p.m. I was going to say that was posted after a horrible conversation at the worst bar ever.
Yeah. It was 2016, so that is a big year for
that's true.
Politics. And it was Remembrance Day, or maybe Memorial Day in America. What is that?
Trump had just gotten elected.
I don't know enough about... I should, because it's my freaking job, but I don't know enough about grammar to know what tense this is. The social media, when you... It's kind of like what has become the concept of, but it's more implied, right? Like when people pretend to know but end up... It feels like it should have a greater than or a less than symbol at the end. Do you know what I'm talking about? She's not saying, I feel this way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like... outside of the internet, that would just be like a incomplete sentence, right? Like, you would need a, then this happens. Yeah. I mean, I think it is pretty, I guess it's pretty interesting how the internet makes you fill in the gaps, like with the POV videos.
Right.
POV, you just got your saying stolen by Milk Cosmetics.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe it was them too. That's so rough. I mean, that's basically the kind of stuff she was tweeting. I feel like what I feel about Carissa is that I'm probably glad I didn't talk to her because I don't know if we'd have very much in common. I like to befriend the people that I stalk online, and I feel like this one might have been a bridge too far.
Yeah, I wanted to tag her in the post at first, but now I feel like she might like kill us.
It's true, which I do know that is how I'm going to die one day. So I'm not shying away from that. I accept my destiny.
It's not how I'm going to die. So let's just not invite that.
But energy. I will say what I like about this is that you can, like, if I was Carissa's, if I was much older than Carissa, which I would assume we're probably about the same age, and I was her English teacher, I would genuinely be so excited and say, you have something. There's something here that you need to nurture and explore. And don't be afraid to write a shitty first draft and keep keep kicking the can because you've got something here. You know, there's potential as a writer here.
That's beautiful. I completely agree. Yeah, there is something really inspiring about all of this. And it really embodies the throw your hair in a messy bun, drink some coffee, put on some gangster rap, and handle it lifestyle. Like, it's beautiful, full circle moment. Thank you for your preparation. Thank you for your in-depth prep for this show.
It's the least I could do. But before we decide whether or not this is Reddit, which actually I'm very curious about, I believe you have an item for us.
Object of the week.
Yes, the item, and it's about an object. So
okay, so we'll keep the theme song Millennial Object
we
of
can
the
keep the
week.
theme
So
song.
put that right here, Caleb.
Well, it's about a product, but nonetheless, I would like to talk about the $39 million sale of Allbirds to the American Exchange Group, which I assume is is it venture capital when you sell your company and they're going to just sell it for scraps? This horrible swagless shoe was once valued at $4 billion and sold for a tiny fraction of that. 39 million sounds like
That's
great.
Still quite a
sounds
chunk
great
of change.
to me. They should have got out.
I'd take that.
Well, it was up. I would too. Speaking of, I wanted to ask you, Josiah, if you were tasked with running Allbirds, what would your first order of business be?
Okay, so first of all, I need to look at Allbirds because I'm not trying to always play this card, but I don't see these where I live. I'm sure they are maybe in Canada, but I don't see them. I think the logo is playful. These shoes look like, I don't know if you ever listened to Comedy Bang Bang in your youth, but I feel like when Scott Aukerman reads a men's clothing ad, I picture these shoes. I feel like he probably wears these shoes, Scott Aukerman, maybe. They're horrible. They're disgusting. They're insanely bad. They're so much worse than I'd imagine. I think because you and I have talked a little bit about shoes, not even on mic alone. And we've talked about Ons. Maybe we did talk about Ons on this show.
Yeah, I think we've talked about Ons, and Ons
they did
wipes
it.
The floor with Allbirds.
Ons did it. Like Ons were disgusting to me 2 years ago, and now I see them and they look normal. I'm not ready to buy a pair, but I'm getting there. You know, they've won. But Allbirds also have the male dress sneaker look where it's leather. You know how like every I don't even know what kind of guy it is. Like just like an American guy wears tan colored dress shoes that have a white sneaker sole.
Yeah.
I don't know. First of all, what are those? What are those? I didn't even mean to do that. But also, what is the appeal of that? Business cat? Is it like a mullet?
I think it's like I think it looks appropriate for business, but you don't like have to actually understand anything about like men's fashion or traditions,
right?
Or like worry if it's like matches your belt or something like that. I think it's just
like you could wear it to a meeting and not get roasted, but
exactly.
But everyone else hates you I literally hate you when I see you wearing them. I do not extend the grace that I should towards you because of your shoes. And yet somehow Allbirds are even worse than that because they have that sole, but then some sort of furry gray upper that is knit. Are they comfy? Have you ever worn a pair?
No, I've never worn a pair. I do hear they're extremely comfy. I have a friend who's a shooter for Allbirds, and he says they're comfy, and he taunts me by saying, well, I won't wear them anymore because they're a flop artifact of the DTC era. He was taunting me saying one day I would get it, and I would give up and just wear Allbirds.
I feel like
that's never happening. This image hurts my eyes.
The what you just described, what else is your friend? I mean, are they just totally swagless? Are they just a swagless loser?
No, I wouldn't say that.
We don't need to say that about your friend. I'm sure they're great. But I mean, do they care about what they look like at all, what they put on? Do they get fits off?
I think, yes, he does at time get fits off. And I think he's such an outsider to corporate life by personality that getting the Allbirds was like kind of a good way to fit in visually.
Okay.
And could soften his controversial affects.
So wait, they were direct to consumer? Like, were they in stores too?
Yeah, I think that's why they flopped, is because they tried to like open flagship stores.
The image I sent you, I was gonna say this colorway is probably the best one I've seen, because I like a maroon and purple. They're kind of gorpy. I think with some cords or something, you could pull it off in kind of a Shire fit. But then I just saw this image, which is clearly they've just been changing the colors. So that's lame. And then I did find this link that I shared above, how I'd grow Allbirds, which I think is maybe a case study. Like, so do people make this and then send it as part of on LinkedIn to try to get someone to hire them? This is how you like have a newsletter that somehow makes money. Oh, and of course it mentions Patagonia at the end. Everyone fucking loves talking about Patagonia. I guess my question is just, so you're saying they've been sold for scraps. They've lost billions of dollars. I wonder, first of all, what happened then to, like, what are the Allbirds wearers wearing now?
I think a lot of them switched to Ons, and there's like another comparable company, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay,
Ons, or
because Ons are really expensive.
Hoka.
Right? Oh, right, Hoka. Yeah, see, Hoka, they've long gotten away with being comfy and supportive, but kind of looking decent as the default millennial sneaker.
And then I think Hey Dudes were kind of like
from a name perspective, Hey Dudes
dressier down version. Like Hey Dudes is more like for a golfer who's on vacation, but it's still kind of in the same world as Allbirds.
Well, is Hey Dude more of a loafer?
It's really casual. It's like a slip-on.
Oh, they're actually kind of like Clark Wallabies, but
yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I guess my final question then is just like, well, not even a question, it's just a thought is, I'm wondering if Allbirds could have waited long enough to get the ironic reappraisal, or is that just a thing that millennials do that won't happen in the future?
No,
or are they too ugly? Like, I think that they've been hated so much that probably they could come back along with the bald guy cab driver hat. Maybe.
I think that if you're like 22 years old and you study an aesthetic from like any time in the like back half of the 21st or 20th century into the 21st century, it could look cool. I feel like Allbirds won't ever be cool, and it'll be more like I don't know, like a Dickie. No, people wear Dickies. Like, you know, a Dickie, like the fake turtleneck. Like, I think it's like a bad fad. I think it'll be seen as a bad fad and not cool.
Yeah, probably what's more likely to happen is there's going to be a really annoying Netflix documentary about what happened to Allbirds in the next 2 years.
Yes.
Great. Well, that was the millennial object of the week or item. Mm-hmm. Can't remember what the segment's called. So my final question for you, my friend Miles, is the phrase, put your hair in a bun, drink some coffee. Wait, I already forget what it is. Throw on some gangster rap?
Throw your hair in a bun, but you put on gangster rap.
Okay, sorry. Throw your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, put on gangster rap, and handle it. Is that Reddit?
I don't believe it is. I don't even believe it's girl Reddit.
I think that one's not, but the messy bun coffee run gangster rap get it done is Reddit. Or nap. Gangster rap need a nap.
I think taking a nap is Reddit. Needing a nap. Not just needing a nap, or taking a nap is fine, but being like, I need one, that's Reddit.
So just like passively taking it, but like take a nap, but don't talk about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Take a nap. Enjoy your nap.
Well, thank you everyone for listening, and don't forget
You're welcome.
patreon.com/millennial excellence and handle it.